Hello everyone. It's been a long time since I actually made a video. Um, Today I want to talk about the 2024 election and what's going to happen. Right now, Donald Trump is surging in the polls. Biden is more unpopular than he has ever been. And if the election were held today, and if it were a fair election, I believe Donald Trump would win in a landslide. Furthermore, I do not think anything is going to happen in the next year to improve Joe Biden's ratings, because the fact of the matter is he's a horrible president. The economy is probably going to get worse. The border crisis is getting worse. Inflation is getting worse. Crime is getting worse. The global scene is getting worse. Everything is just getting worse. If anything, Joe Biden is going to be even more unpopular. Now, if we had a fair election come election day, I believe Donald Trump is going to win it hands down. But I do not see that happening. Every time I see Donald Trump surge in the polls, I get more and more and more nervous. So here are the 2024 scenarios that I see happening. Only one of them is good, and I don't think I see that happening. Scenario number one. We have the election on November 5th. Donald Trump wins by a landslide. And he starts getting this country back on course. I don't think he's going to be too successful at it because we're so far down the hole right now. Scenario number two. Biden and the Democrats are going to try and steal the election. I do not see that as being possible because the fact of the matter is Donald Trump is so far ahead in the polls, especially in the swing states. I don't think they're going to be able to pull it off. Now we come to the more likely scenarios, in my opinion, and the more scary ones. Scenario number three. They're going to replace Biden with somebody else. And make no mistake about it, there's no such thing as a moderate Democrat. It doesn't matter how likable a Democrat is. It doesn't matter how cognitive they are. It doesn't matter how alert they are, how bright they are. The fact of the matter is, any Democrat you get, they're going to have the same destructive policies as Joe Biden. You get Obama back in there, it's going to be just like getting Biden. Did I say Biden? I'm sorry. Joe Biden. If you get Obama in there, he's going to have the same policies as Joe Biden. If you get anyone else, if you get RFK, he's a Democrat. He's going to have the same policies as Joe Biden. If you get Gavin Newsom, it's going to be the same as Joe Biden. It doesn't matter what Democrat you get, it's just going to be the same scenario. He may be more mental, maybe more likable, more charismatic, but the policies that ruin this company, I'm sorry, I'm really tired, excuse me. Policies that ruin this nation are going to be the exact same policies. Anyways, with that said, here is scenario number three. Once again, they replace Biden with somebody else. My money would be on Michelle Biden. My money would be on Michelle Obama. Now, if they replace Joe Biden with Michelle Obama at the last minute, here's what I think will happen. All of the stupid suburban liberal women are going to vote for her because she's a woman. All of the blacks and Latinos are going to vote for her because she's black. If they replace Biden with Michelle Obama, I think Michelle Obama will win it hands down because she's black and because she's a woman. And she will have the exact same destructive policies as Joe Biden does. Furthermore, let's say they replace Joe Biden with Michelle Obama and she supposedly doesn't win the election. They'll be able to steal it at that point because it'll be so late in the game. There wouldn't be any polls out, and they'll simply be able to say, "Oh well, you can't prove that Trump was ahead in the polls because we have no polls with the Trump and Michelle Biden rematch." So Donald Trump can win it by a huge landslide, but because there's no polls out of who would win, there's no proof at all of the votes. And if there is proof, the courts won't take it. They'll be able to steal it. So if they replace Joe Biden with Michelle Obama, I think that whore, that woman, whatever you want to call her, I don't call her a woman, but that's another story. I think that she'll be the next president with probably Gavin Newsom as vice president or who knows what else. But if that happens, this country is in deep trouble. So that's scenario number 3. Scenario number 4 is even more scary. They either manufacture a crisis or create a real crisis. And they either suspend the elections or they just don't give up power because they declare a state of emergency. The crisis that they can create is number 1, a civil war. Right now with what's going on with Texas, we have 25 governors siding with Texas, and we have 25 governors siding with the Democrats. Do I think this is going to erupt into a civil war? I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Or if they don't create a civil war, they create such a huge terrorist attack, whatever, and they declare a state of emergency with that, and once again, they suspend elections. Whatever the case is, I do not think the Democrats are going to give up power come November and come January. They're going to keep their testicles on this country, and they're going to do everything they can to stay in power. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to be one of those 4 things come 2024. I'm praying it's the first option. Donald Trump wins the election and we're done. So once again, scenario number 1, Trump wins. Scenario number 2, they steal the election. Scenario number 3, they replace Biden with Michelle Obama or somebody else, and they somehow win. Scenario number 4, they create or produce a real crisis and declare a state of emergency and suspend elections. Please leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Do you think it's going to be scenario number 1, scenario number 2, scenario number 3, or scenario number 4? I would really like to know what you think. Let's be praying for this nation. Be praying that Donald Trump wins. I don't worship Donald Trump or anything like that, but I think he is the best option for America. And pray that God brings the Democratic Party down, because the Democrats are nothing more than a godless, communist, Marxist death cult. Anyways, once again, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what scenario you think is going to happen. God bless.